Welcome to the social circle where creators come together to turn ideas into impact and goals into a reality. I am Candace, and this is
Jennifer, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Thank you for being here, joining us on today's episode. I am going to enjoy this, and I really hope you are going to enjoy this too because it's got a lot of value packed in the punch today. Candace, what are we going over?
ooh, the one thing that we know everybody has problems with because we feel it. Hooks.
Hooks.
Hooks, hooks, hooks. Right? Everybody, we all overthink our hooks. And today we're going to talk to you about hooks that aren't clickbaity, but they still work.
hmm
So, most hooks don't fail because they're bad, guys. They fail because they're trying too hard, which again goes back to you overthinking.
Yeah. Yeah, and I know that a lot of us want to successfully reach everyone at the same moment, right now, get it done, and then move on. Unfortunately, as we have said in the past, marketing is a testing period. You have to put in the reps to get the results to figure out what you have to do. Hooks are the best way to find out if your content is bad, if your everything else is bad. This is your time to figure out your approach, your strategy. Testing
Mhm.
out hooks is one of the most simple things you can try. And I think I've seen that
Especially if you have trial reels.
trial reels if you have access. I know Insta right now, they're only allowing up to, you have to have 1,000 followers to get trial reel access. It might be different in a few months from now. It might be, you might have it and you don't have 1,000 followers. So either way, a very good strategy to include in this conversation today is using trial reels when you are testing out different hooks to find out what is bad and what might not or might work.
Yeah. And before we even get into the nitty gritty here and start to talk about some strategies and give you some hooks to use, let's fix what you're already working with, right? And that would bring us into our circle hack. Jennifer?
Today's circle hack is just a little bit of some information that hopefully you can take away today. Go try this idea out. And right now, we are going to kind of walk you through what we're already doing. So, what we need you to do first is if you've been posting for a while, scroll back to something that didn't perform well a while ago. Could be 3 weeks ago, 3 days ago, 3 months ago, doesn't matter. Take a peek. Go back and check those out. Go through 5 of the hooks that you made that it felt just, you got cringe when you made it yourself and you're like, I'm not sure. But you did it anyway, so that's good. And I want you to see with those 5 hooks that you've done already, what could you rewrite them as? And I want you to kind of classify them, write yourself some categories, or it's called a T chart. So, your hook and then some chart options. So try one as a confession. This is your first one to try out. A confession would work mostly because it immediately takes down the wall between you and the viewer. We're
And it
always so
builds that
scared to
trust.
trust whoever, right? You want to build the trust. So the hooks that we have found that kind of work very well with this combination, I avoided posting this because I didn't think anyone would care. Immediately, that's like in my head, that's going right into my brain thinking, well, that's what I thought. I just was too scared to say it. And hopefully
Right.
that's the same kind of thing you're going to get with how your people will react. Another idea to try. I used to overthink every hook and it was killing my reach. And again,
Mhm.
it's tuning into the things people are thinking but not saying. And
Right.
so by getting that out there, this is just another way to test if that's really reaching to your audience. Another one to try. I hate admitting this, but
Oh,
most of my
yeah.
bad posts were just me trying too hard. And
And you
that's
could
again
use
that
that
vulnerability.
in anything, really. I
Yes.
hate to admit this, but I feel like a bad mom because of this. I hate to admit this, but I didn't know how to cook until I was 30 years old.
I
You
still don't
can
know
use
how.
that in any, right? You can use it
Yeah.
anywhere. So you're confessing to your audience and letting
Yeah.
them know, hey, this is the truth, and I'm saying it out loud.
Love that.
So, another way you could do that is realization, right? They feel like you're reflecting on something. You're not being preachy or trying to educate, right? You're just feeling, you're reflecting back on something like it finally clicked, blah, 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 right? It finally clicked why some posts work and others don't. And then another one could be somewhere along the way, I realized I wasn't talking to anyone. I was just posting. Ooh, I feel
Good
that.
one. That's a good one. I do feel that
Felt that
too.
in my soul, girl. But that's like you're reflecting. So you're still educating the audience, but you're also building that big amount of trust because you're saying, I didn't realize this, but I'm going to tell you. So
Mhm.
maybe it'll help you in the future. What's another one? Another way to reframe it.
Another one would be for contrasted kinds of commentaries. It's a pattern interrupt without having to yell. Your idea here would be is saying everyone says hooks need to be bold. Mine started working when they got quieter. And that I
Like
think
a
is something that,
conflict, right?
yeah, because it draws in, we're so used to having things just blah all the time. But
Yeah.
sometimes you also draw that attention with the pause. Another one that you can try out here is I thought more strategy was the answer. It wasn't. A lot of head stuff. You've studied a lot of content, but have you done the work? Right?
Mm,
That's kind of where that idea comes behind that one. I was chasing attention when I should have been building trust. That's another
mm,
hook, right? Because
mm-hmm,
we are all so, what's the word I'm looking for? We're so influenced to believe we need to go viral right out of the gate every single time. And this one works very well for that because that's the first thing. Again, somebody's like, that's my reaction. I have to go viral right away and get mad and give up when I don't. Another kind of one that you could try here, going viral didn't help my growth. Connection did. And I know
mm,
we've had a mentor on our podcast, Shannon McKinstry. This is her golden rule is connect. Humans are watching social media. This is where you have to remind yourself that yes, you're on your phone, you're on your computer, whatever, and there's technology behind all these screens, but you're still talking to a person on the other side. So
mm-hmm.
connect rather than try to go viral. What's another
Yeah.
idea that you've got, Candace?
Another one could be a shared experience, right? That relatability. It makes somebody feel seen immediately. It makes them say things like, oh my gosh, I felt this, or oh my gosh, this is me, right? And it could
Mm,
be honest. Have you ever stared at a hook and thought, this sounds fake? Or if you've
me.
ever posted something good and it flopped, this is for you. So you're calling out your avatar, you're calling out that audience and giving them that somebody to relate to.
Mm-hmm.
And that's huge. That's what people want.
Yeah, because a lot of times we're online scrolling to just kind of get away from our real life problems or whatever. So if you're able to connect with that exact phrasing that somebody's afraid to say their shared experience, but they see yours, and then they're like, that's exactly what I've been feeling. You nailed it, right? You're in my
Exact.
brain. Get out of my
Yes.
head. That's the
Mhm.
way that you build your trust. The opposite side of that would be in moments of doubt. They're
They're
stopping the
scropping.
scroll.
They're
They're stopping
scropping the
the scroll
scroll.
because they feel real time. And we make mistakes here, people. Don't live it, love it, learn it. One of the hooks that you could try when you're trying to go with the moments of doubt, I'm not even sure this will land, but someone needs to hear it.
Mm,
That's pretty powerful, if, in my opinion, because it's broad, number one. It's going to reach the right everybody. And the way that you fill it in the caption, somebody's going to say, that's exactly what I was needing to hear. Another
mhm.
idea here is this might sound obvious, but it took me way too long to learn. I'm
Mhm.
definitely going to use that hook myself because that is my personal experience. I have
Yeah.
doubted myself for so long. And I love that kind of connection for my audience, for my kind of people, because I'm reaching out to, in my example, the people who felt stuck for too long or you're too old or whatever, all these reasons, right? There's so many
Mhm.
doubtful moments we all experience in whatever we're trying to get to.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't know if this is unpopular or just honest. I like
that's a
that
good one
one
too. That's kind of the
because
flip on unpopular
unpopular
opinion.
opinion.
That
Yeah,
was popular a
absolutely.
while ago.
That's a good one too. But use some of these, take those hooks that were meh, right? Like
Yes.
Jennifer said, they were just meh, and read through them and then replace them with a different hook. Read it out loud. If it sounds weird saying it, it's not the right hook, guys.
If you
If
can't say
you
it
look at it,
easily, Yeah. If
Yeah.
you can't
And
say it
if you
easily,
look
it
at
doesn't
it,
roll off the tongue, try it again.
and if you would scroll past it when you're
They
doom
will too.
scrolling or whatever, then keep on moving. Just rewrite the hooks and then watch the retention.
Mm.
Don't watch the views, but look at the retention. And if you
When do
can
they
keep
drop off?
them, yeah, you can keep them past that 6 seconds, 3 to 6 seconds, then you know it was the hook. So that's just our
Love that.
quick circle hack. And hooks are just the foot in the door, right? But your
Mhm.
honesty and your ability to speak to your audience is what keeps them there. And that's what makes them work. So just remember that. But why do most hooks fail, Jennifer?
They're mostly failing because they're written at a person rather than with the person. And
Mm,
these are bad marketing is coming into your feed when they're trying too hard. If it sounds like an ad, they're promising too much, it's too good to be true. They try convincing instead of connecting. All
mhm.
of these things are red flags, number one. You gotta beware of them so that hopefully you don't repeat them because it may have worked for whatever their goal was, but it could also fail for you. You need your hook to stop feeling like a pitch because
Yeah.
if they're pitchy hooks, they're going to scroll. They are just not going to stick around because they can already tell the flavor of what it is. If it feels like something, a thought that they've thought but never wanted to say, then they're going to stick around and find out what else you have to say because, oh, they're in my brain. They're
Yeah,
knowing what I'm
exactly.
saying. And that's that connection that's building the trust from the authenticity. So we talk about all of that on other episodes. I think one other thing that I've had a struggle with is that I used to be that salesperson, a bad one at it. And I've been working and improving my own skill. And this just takes that time from doing the reps, making those mistakes, and going back, and like we did in our circle hack, going back through hooks that didn't work well and retrying them again. Number one tip that I want to tell you today, nobody's looking at your content as closely as you are. If you made a
Amen,
bad
sister.
reel and a bad hook that didn't go well, they forgot about it the second they looked at it, if they stuck around to watch. When you are looking through your hooks and you're afraid to retry it, remind yourself that whoever watched it, it was bad. They didn't even remember it. The 100 people
Yeah.
that saw it, they're not going to go back and look at it again. They did not focus on it as much. It's okay to try again. Don't forget
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah, and like you said, nobody pays attention to your content as intently as you do.
Right. Yep.
Nobody. Even people that have followed you forever, they're not paying that close of attention.
And let's be
You are
honest.
paying the most attention, trust me.
Yeah. Let's be honest. If you don't remember where you put your socks this morning when you got out of bed, you're not going to pay attention to the last person's bad hook. So it's okay.
Amen. Yeah, another way you can do this is to reframe the pattern interruption, right? You're not trying to be loud. You're not trying to give that shock value or be dramatic, right? You're just saying the real thing out loud and
Exactly.
honesty. That's all it is you being honest in your storytelling and honest in your hooks and being a real person. Because that's what we want to see on the other end of the phone when we're scrolling. We want to see a real person that's, hey, that's just like me, or hey, that's where I was, or whatever. That's how you build that trust. That's how you build that trust.
Yeah, and I think some of the things that you can use in that way are admitting doubt. You can also come in starting halfway through your thought process in something, and it just, the less polished, the better. The more
Mm,
new it looks, it's just, you don't want to overthink because, again, that's
yeah.
something that we went through. It didn't work well.
I still
Saying the
overthink
quiet
on a
part
daily
out loud.
basis. So,
Yeah.
oh, say that again because that's a good one.
No, no, no. Just saying the quiet part out loud, right? The thing that you just hold to yourself, getting loud and vocal about it. That's another kind of way to interrupt the scroll because that's in your first 3 to 6 seconds. That's where you want to really work on it. The hook is helpful. Getting your formatting on the kind of video you're making is helpful. And the way you can do it is by these ideas here. Challenging a popular belief without attacking people. That's another really good one. And
Yeah.
again, those things, those are skills, right? You got to try them and see the feedback. You know, what comes back when you try out an idea like this? Take that information and just redo it again and again in changing things in different ways. And I think that's the part we really all forget about. I know I did, I
Mhm.
know Candace did. And when
Mhm.
something struck gold and we didn't realize why it struck gold, we just went on to make the next
Yeah.
50,000 pieces that were terrible, wondering
Yeah.
what's happening? Why am I so stuck? But in
Yep.
reality, we weren't actually analyzing anything because we were never taught that. So this is somewhere you need to go back and, replay this episode again because there's some really good information here. Hope you all take notes. Candace, what is another idea that we can help them with?
I was gonna say, I was just thinking about that in the shower this morning because some of
Hey,
us have our
hey,
best thoughts in the shower.
that's
So,
so true.
but I was just thinking about that. I haven't done a deep dive in my content in a little while, and I used to do it like once a month. I would
Yeah.
take a look at all the platforms, what did well on every platform, and then try to recreate those in a different way. And I haven't done it in a while. And I was just thinking about that. Go back through, see what you can tweak and make better. Maybe looking at the analytics, looking at the retention time. And so that you've got to be able to analyze your own content.
Yeah,
And nobody
sometimes
will
it's not
be,
about filling up your cup more with knowledge and head knowledge. It's more about going in, seeing what's working, cutting what doesn't, and tweaking what did to make it
yeah,
even better. And it's hard to
yeah,
do. I'm not gonna lie. It's hard to do because it's more of a, well, now I have to go and judge myself again
right.
sometimes. But in reality, you need to stop with looking at numbers of the views and who's commenting and all that. You need to just see the data for what it is, the analytic of did somebody stick around long enough? And that's where the algorithm will say, oh, they did. So what can we do to make it better? They didn't.
Mhm.
What can we do to change it or drop it entirely? Those are the kind of thinking that you guys have to keep up in your head.
Absolutely. And another thing to remember is talk with your audience.
Good one.
Talk with them, talk to them, make them feel like you're on a FaceTime with them. Don't talk at them. I think those days are long gone. I think those days of I know more than you, so you need to listen, save this reel for later kind of a thing. I think
Right.
that's gone now, hopefully. But people want to feel the connection. It's a trust recession going on with social media, and they want to feel that connection with whoever they choose to follow. So don't talk at them, talk with them. Borrow language from your comments and your DMs. That's a
Hmm.
huge tip. And something
Yeah,
that I overlooked for a long time is find your next video inside your comments. Do
exactly.
yeah, have a conversation about it. Do a storyline behind it. And just it's not like the headline, it's a conversation starter. It's a way for you to get that engagement in your comments.
Hmm. I think
And
one of, go ahead.
go ahead.
Oh no, I was going to input here that I think one of the best pieces of advice that I'd heard is your information reach the larger audience that you can. And we've all been told, if you're listening to us for a while, we've all been told you need to niche down. You need to be very specific.
Mm,
But now I'm learning that that doesn't work so well. Number one,
mm,
you're backing yourself into a pigeonhole of only ever having to speak on one kind of thing, but you change as a person. So therefore, your content should follow along with you and change with you. And if you are constantly saying the same kind of thing, it's just not going to work well. You're going to be
right.
stuck. You're going to start giving in or giving up or whatever. I think Candace is on point. It's a tap on the shoulder. Your
Mm,
hook needs to just politely remind, that's my persona, but whatever have you. I love these ideas. These are really good.
yeah, write your hooks like you're texting your friend.
There
Make
you
it
go.
yeah, make it about a group like not about you. I mean, it is about you, but it's a way for you to say, "Hey, I've been there. I feel that. I've done this." And it's like inside thoughts, relatable moments
Hmm.
that people can again go back to. I love it on my speaking videos when somebody says, "Oh my gosh, I needed to hear this today." Oh, girl, this is me. Those
Yep.
are the best comments to get because you hit the nail on the head when it comes to finding your avatar and pulling them in and making them feel seen.
Yes.
Everybody just wants to feel seen.
And that's the kind of stuff that you is easily repeatable. If it's done its job and you've reached the right person, do it again 10 more times until you're sick of doing it and try something else.
Yeah,
Keep repeating it because you're only going to grow your account that way. You're only going to build the trust that way. And anything else is just, bleh, don't do it.
exactly. Exactly. The goal isn't clicks, guys. The goal isn't clicks. The goal is connection. That's the long game. And
Yeah.
that's what we're here for. We're not
Yep.
here for the quick one or two viral videos because, I mean, you can listen to whatever guru you want, but virality doesn't make a sale. I have heard
Exactly.
it from plenty
So
of
many.
influencers. Virality just gets you seen by more people.
Hmm.
It doesn't make you the money. It doesn't get you the sales. It doesn't build your community. It doesn't sell your PDF. It doesn't sell whatever you're trying to
It
push.
gets the wrong kind of attention, to be honest.
Exactly.
It gets the wrong kind of
Exactly.
attention. I think something that I've learned recently is when you're trying to reach the masses with the wild, if you hit all the right points in all the right exact ways, then you might get the sale. And that's if there's not an entire science, but there's a strategy behind how you can use all of these little things to make it so that somebody says, "Oh my God, that was crazy. I need more of it." And then go check you out on your profile and see whatever
Hmm.
else you're there for. That might, hopefully, that's where you end up going. I think a lot of us just kind of pick and choose the parts and pieces on when we're going to do something and how we're going to do it. And again, that's why we've developed what we've developed inside our community on the social circle because we want you guys to know all this stuff. We got stuck, we got lost,
Hmm.
and we had to build out these things for number one, me and Candace to get better.
Hmm.
And then now,
Absolutely.
number two, to help you guys take all of what we've learned and just go out and do it better for yourselves, hopefully faster for yourselves.
Yep. Better, faster, cheaper, stronger. That's what we
Yeah,
want from you. That's
all
what
the
we want
things.
for you is we want to dump all of our brain knowledge and mistakes and hopefully you won't have to live through them. There's some mistakes
Exactly.
you're going to have to live through,
You
but
are. Yeah.
hopefully we can save you from a few of them.
I loved all of these ideas today. If you choose one of these, please tag us so we can go
Mhm.
in, cheerlead you on, help you out if you need it. I think it's so helpful to have that kind of support when you feel like you're the only one. You're not. We're here.
Yeah,
There are others
definitely
doing
not.
similar to what you're doing. And I think that it's if you're using hooks and it doesn't sound normal when you speak it aloud before you hit post, it's not going to come out normal sounding in the screen. So just
Yeah.
remember that, guys, when you're creating this
And
content, if it feels forced, it's going to show up that way.
yeah, and don't overthink it, which I know is
Always.
easier said than done. Trust
Yeah.
me. But just try not to overthink it. The
Oh,
less you overthink it, the better off you'll be. And that's my own personal experience.
yeah.
So,
It takes a lot of effort, but you can definitely do it. I think we want to see you guys do well. So, like I said, follow us on Social Circle on Instagram because we want to see you guys succeed. We want to hear from you. If you have any comments or if you tried one of these, let us know. Drop a line. We'll go back in and check it out. If you're listening to us on our pod, we are everywhere you podcast. We are everywhere on what is it, YouTube, Amazon, Spotify, all the things. I'm sure
all
I'm
the
forgetting
things,
some.
all the things. Anywhere you get a pod, we're there.
We are on it. Check out Candace's page on Instagram as well. She is at Just the Blended Wells. I am at Jen_Radulac. We are here for you guys. Candace, do you have any closing thoughts that you want to leave everyone with?
We're going to put a, social circle hook bank inside
Love
of our
it.
community. So if you want to get access to that, make sure you comment hook and we'll get you over into the community where you can pull from these hooks that we have compiled through many years of research and look through them and see if you can use them and join us in the community.
Heck yeah. We'd love to see you
And
on the inside.
amen. And have a great
Have a
week.
great week.